Hi guys, what's up? It's Maddie. Welcome back to my channel. We are in a different filming setup, as you can see here in my childhood bedroom. We'll get to all that. But first off, Happy New Year. This is the first video that I'm posting of 2022. I hope you are all having a great new year so far and are feeling excited for the year ahead. I wanted to sit down and film a video just chatting to you guys. This is gonna be like a big life update video because I have two pretty major life updates to share with you. A lot has changed, so I'm not even gonna ramble in this intro. Let's just get right into the updates. First thing to cover is my living situation. Since I last talked to you guys, I have completely moved out of my old apartment. We said goodbye to her. I do not live there anymore. Some background info. I moved into that apartment in January of 2020. I signed a 2-year lease when I moved in, so I've lived there for the past 2 years, and it was a really great apartment. It was my first apartment that I lived in by myself, so it was completely my own. There were a lot of things that I loved about the building. There were like beautiful amenities, a pool, a gym, a cafe, a dog park, like really nice amenity building. The unit itself was a little small and there were just like certain features that I didn't love about it. So I definitely knew when my lease was up in January of this year that I would be moving out. They also wanted to like raise my rent quite a bit if I were to stay there, so it just wasn't worth it for me to stay in the same apartment for a lot more money. So I knew I would be moving out, so back in, I would say like the first week of November, I started apartment searching, and I actually at first was mainly looking in New York City, which if you look back at my videos, I think I've said multiple times that I will never be moving to the city, but I kind of changed my perspective on that a little bit. Most of my friends from Jersey have moved into the city now. In 2021, especially in like the summer and fall, I was in the city so often, like I would say at least 3 days a week, sometimes more, just between like social stuff and work events. So it definitely makes sense for me to be closer to the city. Where I was before, now that I don't live there anymore, I can tell you I lived in Harrison, New Jersey, which was definitely a really easy commute into the city. I took the PATH train from Harrison to World Trade Center. It was a direct train and it probably took like a little over 20 minutes. And my apartment was maybe like a 5-minute walk to the PATH train. So overall, I could get to the city in like 25 minutes, but there was only a direct train to World Trade Center, so I'd have to like get to World Trade Center and then get uptown to wherever I was going. Overall, it was really easy to get in and out of the city from there. The only times that the commute was starting to get annoying was like late at night. If I would go out to bars with my friends in the city, it would be kind of a struggle to get back home because A, the trains don't run as often late at night, so there were many nights where I was just waiting like 30 minutes in World Trade Center to catch a train home. And also I don't feel the safest like taking the train by myself home super late at night. But if I wanted to take an Uber home from the city, it's pretty far into Jersey, so it would be like $80 minimum, and I just couldn't justify paying that like every time I would go out. So I knew when I moved I wanted to move closer to the city, so I was looking in Manhattan. If you know anything about like apartment searching in Manhattan, you pretty much have to be like ready to sign a lease like the day you see something, because the market just moves so quickly, so they're not gonna like keep an apartment on hold for you. So my lease wasn't up until January, so in November I was kind of just searching on Street Easy to see like what kind of place I could get for my budget, but I knew I wouldn't be able to really find something in November that would be for a January move-in, so it was kind of just like looking hypothetically, and I was slowly but surely kind of realizing that maybe I wouldn't find like what I was looking for or hoping for in the city. I do know that moving in like the winter months, like January, February, no one really moves during that time, so the pros are that you can usually get a pretty good deal because you're not like competing with a bunch of people for the same apartment. But the cons of that are that there's just really low inventory because no one's moving out of apartments, so nothing new is really opening up. So throughout all of November and December, I was literally checking Street Easy every single day, and like not a lot of new listings were coming up, and the ones that were there just like were not nice. I know I was coming from somewhere where I was so spoiled. Like I had all these amazing amenities in this super modern new build luxury building, and I was paying way less than I would be in New York for something so much smaller, not as nice, no amenities. So I definitely was like, I need to adjust my expectations a little bit if I want to be closer to the city. But because I wasn't finding anything in Manhattan that I really loved, I expanded my search a little bit and started including Hoboken and Jersey City in my search. So if you're not familiar with like the New Jersey area, basically like Hoboken and Jersey City are as close to New York as you can get on the Jersey side. They're like right across the Hudson River from Manhattan, but obviously being in Jersey, it's more affordable than in the city, so I could get a lot more for my money. I would say like mid-December is when I started touring some apartments in that area, and I found some nicer options. Like I was definitely feeling like I was getting closer, but there was nothing yet that I was like 100% like ready to sign a lease. So before I knew it, it was time for me to move out of my old apartment, and I didn't have a new apartment lined up yet. So my backup plan always was, if I needed to, I would just move in with my parents and put my stuff in storage temporarily, just because when you sign a lease on an apartment, like that's usually a year-long commitment, and I did not want to rush into anything and just sign a lease just so that I didn't have a gap between apartments and like have to live somewhere for a year that I didn't really love. So I would have much rather moved in here and taken a couple extra weeks to find the perfect place. So that's exactly what I did. I had to be out of my old apartment on January 3rd. So basically the week between Christmas and New Year's, I spent it packing up all of my stuff. I have never hired movers for a move. I always do it myself, and I think I'm at the point where I might just have a little bit too much stuff and I should probably hire movers from now on. But I didn't hire any help. I packed up everything myself, and then my mom helped me move everything into a U-Haul, and we drove it over to my storage unit and unloaded it. So all of my stuff right now is packed away in a storage unit, which is a little inconvenient. I like don't know where anything is. I couldn't find my earrings to put on for this video. I hadn't been able to find my camera for the past week, but it was in my car, so luckily I didn't pack that away in a box somewhere. But things have just been a little all over the place. It's not the end of the world though. I am very, very grateful to have been able to move in with my parents. Just trying to be patient in finding the right space, which I have found at this moment in time. So I moved into my parents' place first weekend of January, and then you guys are seeing this on Sunday. So last Tuesday, I went and toured a building in Jersey City, and it basically checked all of the boxes that I'm looking for, which let me talk through all of my criteria for an apartment. So my like must-have list, whether I was gonna move to the city or not, was number one, it needed to be in a safe neighborhood. Having a dog, I feel like makes me more aware of my surroundings because I have to like take her out on walks. So neighborhood is really important for me. It needs to feel safe. The more kind of like walking paths, or if there's like a park or something nearby where I could walk Lennon, that's a big plus. So a nice safe neighborhood was like number one. Also in terms of safety, I needed a doorman, which I was finding that I was not really gonna be able to find a place in Manhattan with a doorman and everything else that I wanted in my price range, but a doorman was super important for me. One, again, because of safety, but two, I also received so many packages like doing social media stuff, so having a doorman to collect those is super important. Otherwise, I feel like a ton of packages would get like lost or stolen. Three is I really wanted a unit with more storage space. That was something that my old apartment really lacked. I had like no closet space, didn't have room for a dresser, and not a lot of kitchen storage space. So I just wanted my next apartment to have more space for my stuff. Okay, I just had to completely switch filming locations. I'm filming with natural light because my ring light is packed away in a storage unit, and the sun like came out and the lighting got really weird, so we are in a different part of my room now. Anyway, I don't remember what I was talking about. We were talking about apartments. Basically, this apartment that I toured in Jersey City just checked all of the boxes of things that I was looking for. Plus, it is so much closer to the city than where I was before. I'm not gonna specify exactly where in Jersey City it is for safety reasons, but basically it's a really quick commute into Manhattan, and it's such a cute area, and there's a lot of nice areas to walk Lennon in. I think it's gonna be really good. I'm not really going into the city much right now, just between COVID and like the cold weather. I feel like I never really go there in the winter, but when it comes spring and summer, I know I'm gonna go into the city a ton, so this is just gonna make my life a lot easier being closer. Plus the apartment itself is a lot more spacious than my old apartment. There's 4 closets, which is insane. So I can't wait to move in and show you guys. I vlogged this past week when I found out that I got the apartment. So I talk more about it in that vlog, which will be posted in a few days. But yeah, I will be moving in 2 weeks. That means lots of apartment content is coming soon. That is kind of my apartment living situation update. It's been a whirlwind. I am so happy that it's all done and set in stone now. My lease is signed. I can stop stressing about apartment hunting and now just get into the fun stuff. I've been picking out furniture and planning all my rooms out on Canva and seeing what everything looks like together. So I'm really excited to decorate this place and just make it the perfect little home for myself. So yeah, that is the big update number 1. So that brings us to update number 2, which has to do with my job situation. Some background context on this if you aren't caught up. Basically, I have been interning at a company for the past 4 months. Before that, I was doing social media and YouTube stuff full time from when I graduated college in May of 2020 up until last August. So I graduated with a degree in marketing and always saw myself working full-time for a company. I never really had the dream to do social media full-time, but graduating peak pandemic, it was really not an ideal time to be applying for jobs. So I took the opportunity to just focus on YouTube and working for myself, and it was definitely an eye-opening experience, I would say, and it just made me realize further that I don't really love completely working for myself. I like having this as a side hustle and I want to keep doing it for as long as I can, but I really like the structure of working for a company and having a 9-to-5 schedule. I know it's what most people don't want, but I just kind of thrive in that setting. In early 2021, I started job hunting and I applied for probably 50 jobs before I ever found one. It was a really hard job hunting process. COVID definitely played into that just because the job market still wasn't great and a lot of companies weren't hiring new people, especially recent college grads that didn't have a ton of experience. So that definitely made it harder, but yeah, I applied for so many jobs and just wasn't hearing back from most of them. Fast forward to July of 2021, I found a job posting for this internship, which I didn't really want an internship. That wasn't my ideal situation. I wanted to be a full-time permanent employee, but because I was struggling so much to find a job, I was okay, maybe an internship would be better because I feel there's just less pressure going into an internship. You don't have to be an expert and know everything, and B, an internship would put more experience on my resume plus potentially lead to a full-time job. So I ended up applying for the internship and I went through 3 rounds of interviews and then ended up getting the internship and starting in August. So my title was influencer marketing intern, and basically I worked at a PR agency. So a majority of the people there work in PR, but there was a specialized team that just did influencer stuff. So I was an intern on that team. So because it was an agency, I got to work with a very wide variety of different brands in all different spaces and basically help run their influencer campaigns. So I literally learned so much in this internship. It was so hands-on. I did not feel like an intern at all. I worked full-time hours and it was fully work from home, and I literally learned so much and got to work with really cool people, and I also just loved the structure of the company. Again, fully work from home, but there was an office in the city if I wanted to go in, and they implemented a 4-day work week. So it was just a very forward thinking company, and I also really liked the work that I was doing. Yeah, I was just really thriving in my internship. So I knew going into this internship that it would last from August through December 23rd, so right before Christmas. And I knew that at the end of the internship, one of 3 things would happen. Either if it wasn't totally the right fit, I would just end my internship in December, or if they wanted to see more from me, they could have extended my internship, or third, I could have been offered a full-time position to become a junior on the team rather than an intern and stay as a permanent employee. So drum roll, the second big update that I have for you guys is that I got a full-time full-time offer at my company and I accepted it. And I am now a junior influencer strategist. So yeah, that's very big news. I've been kind of keeping this from you guys for a while because I got the offer like right before Thanksgiving, and then I accepted it in December. So I finished out my internship in December, and then this past first week of January, I started as a full-time employee. So honestly, my day-to-day, like, I don't think it's gonna look that different from when I was an intern. I'm staying on like all the same accounts, just moving forward as a junior, and I was already working full-time hours, so I'm still gonna work the same hours. It's like Monday to Thursday. It's like technically 9 to 7, but I don't have to be like sitting at my computer working 10 hours straight. Like if I finish my work by 5 or 6, I can log off. It just totally depends on the workload for the day. I just have like slightly more responsibilities, I would say, but overall, like, again, I wasn't really treated like an intern before, so I'm really just continuing with the team on the same projects, but as a junior and as a full-time salaried employee with job benefits, which is so exciting, especially from being like self-employed. Like getting those job benefits are major. So that's the big news. I'm a full-time working girl. It's crazy to think that I started my job hunt in like January of 2021, and it took me basically an entire year to land this full-time job, but I am very happy to be where I am now. If you're in the same place that I was and like really struggling to find a job, just keep searching, be patient, maybe open up your expectations a little bit to consider internships or other jobs that maybe are a little outside of what you originally thought you wanted to do, because those experiences could always help lead you to a job in a field that you really love. But that being said, I will be continuing to post work content on here, especially once I move into my new apartment. I want to get into more like full work week in my life vlogs. I'm finding it a little hard to vlog here at my parents' house. I did vlog last week and that video will be up soon, but I'm also working from home in my parents' basement and it's just like not ideal, but it's okay. Only 2 more weeks of this. But yeah, those are like my 2 major life updates that I've been wanting to share for so long. I just kept putting off filming this video because the apartment situation was still so up in the air until literally a few days ago. So I wanted to wait to film this when I like had a final update for you guys and it wasn't still like TBD. A couple things from you guys. I want to hear any and all video requests that you have for 2022. Obviously, I'm going to be filming a million moving vlogs and like apartment furnishing and decorating videos, so don't even worry, I got you guys on that. And again, I want to do more work vlogs, but if there are any other work-related videos that you guys want to see, let me know. Any other video requests, please leave them in a comment down below. Also, comment down below what your goals or like New Year's resolutions are for 2022. I would love to hear them. I'm usually so goal-oriented and I always make like a list of New Year's resolutions, but this year has just been so weird starting out, like with moving out of my apartment. Like I was just so busy with packing, and then it was like 2022 before I knew it, so I just like don't even have clear goals in mind. All I can see right now is just like moving. Comment down below your goals. We can get each other excited and inspired. And yeah, I think that's everything. Make sure you guys subscribe to my channel so you don't miss out on any new videos. So many moving vlogs coming in a couple of weeks, so be sure to subscribe so you don't miss out on seeing those. Also follow me on Instagram. You guys get more real-time updates over there. Thank you guys again so much for watching. Happy New Year. This is gonna be the best year yet. I can feel it. And I will talk to you guys very soon in another new video. Bye.